What a morning. It's a cold one. It's lovely, but it's cold. But yeah, welcome back to Angling 360. And welcome back to Chasing Silver, a new vlog for 2025. And the target is sea trout. Big sea trout. Any sea trout, but a big sea trout is the end goal, hopefully. And we've set ourselves a rough target of round about 5-6 pounds. That's what I'm kind of hoping for, looking for anyway. The sea trout fishing on the west coast of Scotland is phenomenal. It is fantastic. It's some of the best fishing that we've got around about here. And we've done all right in the past. But I've yet to get, personally, a decent size sea trout by design. Gordon's had some crackers. He's had them up to about 7 or 8 pounds. So yeah, something like that is my sort of goal for the next, well, up until the end of the season, which is the end of October. I'm going to steal Gordon's technique, basically. I'm having a wee look up at these rods because these rods are our float rods. Gordon's 15 foot Aventus. Mine's slightly shorter, 13 foot Shimano. And this is completely new to me. It's Gordon's go-to method, the Lombarda, as he calls it. I think technically it's called the Bombarda, but no, each to their own and all that. So yeah, fishing a sort of slow sinking float with a strip of mackerel. And we'll go through the rigs later on today, hopefully. But it's produced the goods for him in the past, and I've veered away from it. I've not really adopted it yet. I've kind of stuck with the lures, stuck with the fly. Had a few on the fly, had most on the lures. But this Bombarda style setup with the mackerel strip seems to be producing the bigger fish. So I'm going to stick with that for the majority of my fishing this season, or at least until I get that big fish. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I am looking forward to it. It's mid-March, it's cold, but apparently the forecast says it's going to be the warmest day of the year, which might not be ideal for fishing. It's really bright, it's really clear, but it should be nice, it should be good. Anyway, enough waffling on from me. Let's grab the rods and get down there.
Well, as Alex says, the Bombarda has produced the goods the past few years. Now, this is my third session. My first session, I done not too shabby at all on the Lombarda with the mackerel strip. Bombarda, and that's where I produced the fish. I caught a nice fish, a long, lean fish. That'd be kelp, we call that, innit? What a fight. Lovely sea trout to start. First fish of the season for me. Then I got a fish straight away. After I turned that, casted back out, fish straight away. I fished about 2.5, 3. And then I bumped about 4 or 5 fish after that. Lost a couple as well. All on the Bombarda mackerel strip. Now I came down the following evening on the fly and get nothing. So I was speaking to one of the old timers in work yesterday. My initial plan was to let Alex fish the Bombarda and myself. I was going to try and stick to the fly. But he said with the cold conditions, the fish might be staying out in the deeper water, which my fly casting ability doesn't get me to that deeper water. So this is why I've also opted for today to go with the Bombarda mackerel strip. So that's the thinking. Let's go and get these 5-pounders.
Right, let's get one of these strips on here. It looks lovely today. But yeah, salted mackerel strip. Gordon salted these up last night. They look quite good. No doubt he'll claim the credit if I get a fish. But yeah, fish a sort of pennel style rig. So on the top of that, we've got a size 4. I think it's a chino. And then just running down a straight line, nicked in at the bottom. A little size 10 treble hook. And you could trim that off, but you know what, I'm going to leave it as is just now.
I would, you would regret it.
I might trim it off. I'll maybe take Gordon's word on this one. He's done alright with this before. As long as he doesn't get used to it. And yeah, that's the idea. Let's see how this goes.
Right, first chop.
Wait a minute, I have to trim it off first.
Aye, make sure you trim it. I think
Let's trim it. Yeah.
I always do a point.
No.
I always trim a point.
Well, that's you. That's you. Aerodynamic in the cast. So there we go. Fished with a 20 gram sinking bombarder. It does sink quite quick. Yeah. Let's give that a go. It didn't quite cast as I expected it to there, but we'll see. And just a slow, varied retrieve.
Pauses.
Let it sink. And I've no idea what a take will feel like, but I'm sure I'll feel it. I'm looking forward to this. Nothing. This bombarder's rubbish. I think in terms of conditions, weather conditions, water conditions, absolutely everything is against us at the minute. It's pretty sunny, There's barely a ripple in the water. The water is crystal clear. And it's been cold all night. It's nice now. It's nice when the sun come up, but it has been cold all morning. So probably the worst conditions we could have asked for. And there's not much fish showing. I seen a couple over to the left there. But nah, not much to show for it. I did have one bite earlier. Quite a good bite actually, but yeah, missed that. It's not looking good for session 1 of chasing silver. I think we're going to need a miracle today. But Gordon's got an idea of walking round the point. Some deeper water. Apparently there's a decent high water mark round there. I think we're 2.5 hours into the flood. But I'm tempted to go over there where I've seen those fish splashing first, and then maybe head round the corner. But nah, it's not looking good today. This might be a very short, very fishless video. But we'll stick at it. Right. We've had some lunch. We've had a think, and we've had a chat. And as we were doing that, the weather and the conditions, it just seems to have changed ever so slightly. There's a bit of sort of hazy cloud cover now. And I think the forecast is saying for a bit of cloud cover later on this afternoon. There's a little bit of a ripple starting to kick up as well. The wind direction's changed. It was an easterly this morning. It now looks like it's a southwesterly, judging by the ripples. So we're going to stick it out. We were tempted there, very, very tempted just to call it a day and head home because the conditions, they were looking terrible, but I don't know, it is looking better. And I have seen a few fish, like I said earlier, over in that bay there. So there is a toss-up between going that direction, round onto the rocks, that direction onto the sand and the shallow stuff. And because we've seen fish over there earlier, I think we're going to go in that direction. And we're going to fish the tide in. I don't know. You never know. There's still a chance. Making us work for it today though.
I don't know if you recall the wee trailer that we made for this Chasing Silver vlog. One of the reasons for choosing this mark is because round that point, it was... Other anglers have told us it's a good high water mark. But as we've always said about confidence, and it's something we're kind of going back on our own original plan about trying high water marks. As Alex kind of reiterated there about the conditions slightly changing with the ripple in the water. It's amazing how the ripple and the waves make that difference with sea trout fishing. The other option was, as Alex says, now whilst I was recording Alex doing that last wee bit, an email come through. There's a new toy arriving today for the sib. I wouldn't mind going up the road. So more on that later. Well, if there's one thing I've learnt about sea trout fishing, is I should have gied up about 2 hours ago. As Alex touched on, the conditions are just, they've won the day. Normally they'll bombard a mackerel strip combo, you get 2-3 hits. You're always, I can't think of a time where I've blanked on the bombarder other than today. Alex fluffed his lines. He had an opportunity, made an arse of it. So we'll blame him. But what we're going to do is, rather than cutting this video, or what we've got of a video shot, is we'll plan on another day and hopefully put right the wrongs of today and end in a high. We can't have Chasing Silver starting with a blank. I'm surprised, to be honest, because getting here early is what we did. My alarm went off at 4:15 this morning. But I think some of the local knowledge, shall we call it, apparently the morning's pretty shit down here. Conditions in your favour or not, so maybe there's something in that. Because whilst I've been standing lobbing these mackerel strips about, I've been trying to rack my brains how many times we've come down here in the morning and actually blanked. There's probably more blanks than caught fish in the mornings. So maybe there's something in that. Maybe this is a better to be fished late afternoon, early evening, get into dark. So I think that's possibly when our next session will be. We'll need to pull the timetable out for the tides. So we shall see you in a few minutes on another day. One more chuck for luck. Imagine I got a fish. You always have one last cast for luck, don't you? If Alex pans you inlet, it's like a sheet of glass. I'm the expert, but I know that's not good. I'd love to pick up a fish right now, but it ain't gonna happen. Fade into a fancy drone shot or something.
Well, we cannot blame the weather conditions this time. Take two. It's minging. Good sea trout conditions though. It's like 20 mile an hour winds, gusting 40, 50 miles. So we've come to an area that we've never fished before, just to get out of the wind. Our sort of usual go-tos. There would be absolutely no chance today. So yeah, a new venue. Very same approach. I'm sticking with the bombarder. Good tide. We've still got about, 3.5 hours of the ebb left. So we've got loads of time to sort of figure out the area, and then over low tide, that's when the fish will come. They will.
Well, early signs are good. Alex had to nip out for a Bruce Lee, a pee. And I got a nip the first chuck when he was out. A solid bang. Casted back out, then it was nip, 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 bang, it was on. Struck into it, felt a few head shakes, and it got off. That's some buzz, but see when it slams into your bait. You know, effectively lure fishing, Ted. It's just exactly like that. But they don't half fit it. Now my only gripe is that hut that side on. You can actually see the teeth marks. Usually they hit it and you hook them in the treble. I'm going to need to spin that round because it's... Aye, so that's a good sign. It's always good to get a fish in a new area, but the past couple of sessions have been pretty grim. So that's a good sign. A welcome sign. Well, I think we'll need to change this £5 sea trout to 5 ounce. That, I think, is my smallest ever sea trout. That hook's in my finger. I need to be brave here.
Just in your finger a little bit.
Right, there a fish coming back. Can you put the phone away?
It's bloody freezing. Good fishing conditions, well, good conditions for the fish. But this is tough. It's windy. It's cold. I've got a hole in my waders. I've not caught anything yet. But I'm quite confident. Gordon's hit a couple of fish. It looks good. We're coming to that good bit of the tide. So I'm just going to try and forget about my cold left foot. Continue to battle with the wind. And yeah, hopefully we'll get one. But it's miserable, absolutely miserable. The rain stopped, that's the main thing. It's a good looking bit though, I like it.
Usually, I'd be quite confident throughout a sea trout session, but this is the third session I've had where it's been tough, really tough going. Would that one of class as a finnock? Finnock you call it? Small sea trout. That's probably, me and Alex were discussing it there, probably the smallest sea trout I've caught on a mackerel strip in 3 years of using it. But we've had to get out that wind. Although we're sheltered for the wind, still what we're getting of it, it's still really cold out there and the water temperature's not much better. And Alex was saying driving down here that he couldn't find a hole in his waders. Well, I think he's found it now. I'll put the wee clip over of where the hole is. I had a similar incident last year with mine as well, exact same bit. So if anybody for Vass waders is watching this, get a grip with your waders. We get through these waders about 1 or 2 pair every couple of years. But if Alex looks up at them trees, still a bit of a blow going. We are approaching, that's just coming up to low tide now. So slack water, give it another 10 minutes in this shaded bit, get the heat up back in the legs, and then we'll probably just walk back round following the tide in till it gets dark. But chasing silver, it's off to a tough start. But as we always say, never give up. Never give up. It'll come good. Maybe not tonight. There'll be none of that. It's just good to be out part of the night. It's fucking freezing. But we'll get them. We will. Might not be the day, might not be tomorrow, but we will get them. hopefully. Fingers crossed.
Nope, I'm out. Well, it's only taken 5 hours. I was tempted just to go home there, or to start heading back to the car, because the weather got absolutely minging. But the water's still quite clear, and I had a wee chuck, got a bite straight away. And then 2 casts later, this wee guy comes in and smashes the bait at my feet. He's not big, but hopefully if I can get in the net. My line's just broke in my hands. Absolute disaster. There you go. Oh, it's absolutely wild. But there you go. Bit of perseverance pays off with a little finnock. A little guy. But it's my first silver of the season. This is wild weather. But yeah, I don't know what to do. It's kind of cold. Do we stick it out, try for another one, or do we just head for the hills?
10 minutes, we'll call it.
10 minutes? 10 minutes. Well, we stuck it out, but that was tough going. The fishing was alright, but the weather was just mental, absolutely mental. Really kind of powerful sort of squalls come through. Made it impossible to cast at times, but yeah, stuck at it. And we found a new area. We found a new area that looks quite promising. Gordon got off to a good start. Hooked a fish, said it was pretty decent. Or at least they thought it was pretty decent. But then I lost it. And then things started to get difficult. But we got a couple of fish, a couple of small finnock to get us up and running. So it's not a blank, that's the main thing. A long way to go for that 5-pounder. But hey, we've got a long way to go in the season. It is only the end of March, so we've got loads of time. I just hope the weather is a little bit kinder next time. But aye, I'm going to wring my socks out and go home. We'll see you next time.